Hey everyone, my name is Griffin Wiles with the State News, and today I am outside Wells Hall to ask students about their perspectives on the possible impending war between the United States and Iran. What do you know about the current tensions between the U.S. and Iran?
I know that the U.S. killed their general, and obviously Iran is not happy about it. So they said that they're going to have revenge on the U.S. And I've seen this thing on Twitter. It was like a video they tweeted of one of Donald Trump's tweets, and then it was like it turned into a coffin. So yeah.
Wow. Do you have any thoughts about the tensions at all?
Well, I do not like Donald Trump, so I'm very much of a Democrat, so I don't know. I don't think he should have done that.
And kind of going back to the Twitter thing, how have you noticed society and social media have been reacting to this new possible threat with memes and social media?
Yeah, there's a lot of memes. It's a serious time, but some of them are funny.
What do you know about the current tensions between the U.S. and Iran?
So I know that it's been bad for a long time, ever since I was a little kid. And then I remember 9/11 happened. Okay, I don't remember that. I was like a baby. But after 9/11 happened, things got really crazy at the airports, and suddenly everyone who looked Mediterranean was like a terrorist labeled, and so all that craziness happened. Fast forward to now, I know our president is doing a lot in trying to, I guess from what I understand, working against what's going on in Iran, with the terrorist groups, and trying to make it an us against them thing. But I don't know, in my opinion, I feel like bringing civilians into a political battle is not really the way to fight things. So seeing civilians die on their end and seeing Americans live through this happy white picket fence situation where we don't get bombed and things like that. But then, seeing on the news all the craziness that's happening, I'm not a fan of it. I feel like politics should be kept in politics, but I guess, they're going to do what they feel like is necessary. Maybe there's things that we don't know. I don't know.
And a lot of people have been reacting to this on social media in the forms of memes and tweeting about it. What are your thoughts on using social media and humor to kind of talk about this big epidemic that's going on?
So, admittedly, I don't use social media a ton, but I think it's awesome that the conversation is happening. The fact that people are getting out there and making themselves politically aware, because so many people aren't. Half the people in this campus probably don't even know what the 3 branches of government are, if you ask them off the top of the head. So, I think the fact that the conversation is happening is an awesome place to start, but I think that something we do need to do is become more educated and fact check ourselves, because a lot of the things that are going out in social media are only half accurate, and they're coming from sources that are illegitimate, and I really feel like there's a way to go with that. But getting the conversation started with young people is going to be a really, really big impact later, I feel like.
What do you know about the current tensions between the U.S. and Iran?
The general of the, I believe it's the Sunnis. I'm not sure. He's the Iran general. He got killed by Trump the other day due to the outrageous outlash at our embassy in Iraq, in Baghdad. Obviously, it spoke high tensions because they've been trying us for the last couple of years, and we kind of said no to all that, the whole drone pilot thing getting shot down. I know we lost our Secretary of Defense due to that because Trump did not want to go to war with Iran. He refused to not fire at them. Well, this time it was lives were taken in the embassy, so he decided to act upon it.
Yeah. Do you have any thoughts that you would like to share about the current situation between the two?
Yeah, it's just obviously everybody wants peace in the world, but in my 25 years of living, way before my time, it's hard to deal with that stuff when wars have built countries and built stuff. So nobody wants a war.
Yeah.
But if it comes to that, I'm ready to go back and fight again.
And there's been a lot of social media talk about the relationship between the two countries right now, kind of making memes and Twitter jokes about it. Do you have any thoughts about using humor as a way to talk about such serious topics like war?
Well, I spent 5 years in the Marines, so I think that the humor's funny, but I think this is a pretty big deal. Essentially, when China and Russia are working with Iran, which looks like from here on out, looks like they're kind of backing off. They don't want to oppose it, but if they get involved, it could be could be a really ugly thing. So I think people need to actually take this more serious than what it is. Just because I have friends that are still in the military that told me the other day that the UK has sent ships over to they started deploying ships to the Iran to ally us, and the talks of that's World War III in the making. That's multiple countries coming together. So it's kind of serious. Nobody wants this.
And what do you know about the current tensions between the U.S. and Iran?
Well, America conducted a drone strike at Iraq's international airport that killed Iranian General Qasem Soleimani. And that was in response to an American contractor being killed in Iraq by pro-Iranian militias. So that's I think, about the current situation.
Do you have any thoughts that you want to share about the tensions right now?
I wouldn't think war would be a good idea, but because it would most likely end up using more lives and more money than either Afghanistan or Iraq did, which wouldn't be good in the long run. So.
A lot of people are using memes and humor about the potential war that may or may not be coming. Do you have any thoughts about using humor in a way about a topic so severe?
I mean, I think some people, that's their sort of mechanism, is if there's something, I don't know, I guess it could be scary to some people, would be maybe using humor to either deflect or to butts the situation. But also maybe I think it might be a bit more overblown on social media because the proxy war that's been happening over there has been happening for a while. So